Iran has accused Saudi Arabia of carrying out airstrikes against the Iranian embassy in Yemen's capital, Sanaa, which it claims left a number of guards wounded and damaged its diplomatic building. Tensions between Tehran and Riyadh have been rising after the Saudi execution of a prominent Shia cleric, which happened on New Year's Day, and we reported about that when that happened on the Lip TV, Sasha. So the Iranians are condemning this, saying this is a grave provocation. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Saudis are saying this is nothing but propaganda coming from Tehran. So they're clearly at loggerheads here. You know, at this point, I think it's too early to know. There are, some reports that eyewitnesses who have walked by this embassy kind of said there's no damages that we see here. So we're hearing a lot of conflicting reports, and I think we might have to just wait it out and see.
Well, what's happening here is that Iran is feeling politically squeezed by the Saudi-led coalition. You have Ottawa saying that they're already going to go ahead with this $15 billion Saudi Arabian arms deal. And it's really smart on Iran's part to paint the Saudis as the aggressor and put that message out there to the media. It really helps their case.
I think that's a really good point for a number of reasons. Number one being, I think, the Iranians have a lot more to lose here, obviously. I mean, look at who they do business with as opposed to who the Saudis do business with. The Saudis have much better ties with the West. Meanwhile, Iran has to, rely on China and Russia, for example. So that's number one. Number two being the fact that, when this Muslim cleric was executed in Saudi Arabia, we saw immediately huge protests going on in Tehran. We saw the Saudi embassy was stormed, it was caught on fire, and the international community really cracked down, really slammed down on the Iranians, saying you can't let this kind of stuff happen, and a lot of people said they kind of just watched and let it happen because they were angry. So I think this is a smart move on their part, I think, to kind of try to paint that exact same picture, but this time in Yemen. But it's a much different story because, there's other things we have to talk about here. How are peace talks going to continue, for example, regarding Syria, regarding Yemen and in Iraq? When you have these two huge nations that are backing opposite sides at loggerheads, right? So this is going to put a huge strain on that. And like I said in the beginning, guys, it is too soon to tell for now what has happened and whether or not these reports are true. But for now, Iran is accusing the Saudis of bombing their embassy in Yemen.